Yo, what's up? This is Dom Stills, and you're listening to Ambiance podcast.
So for you guys listening and watching, you don't know, we got Dom Stills sitting to the right of me. He is a dope photographer, director. What would you consider yourself more of?
It's I consider myself more as a film director.
Okay.
I love cinema. It's something that kind of just like fell onto my lap in a way. Mm-hmm. I picked up a camera firstly because I needed to film myself doing stunts. I wanted to become a stuntman.
What?
So that was my thing, like as soon as I got out of high school type of thing, you know. So I have
That's crazy.
A friend of mine who does like stunts in cinema, in movies, like, well, now he's a stunt director, but at that time he was just bringing me under his wing, and so I was learning at that, like back like 7-8 years ago, and so anyways, I had an injury and I couldn't really like move how I was moving before. So like as far as doing, because I was doing parkour.
Oh shit,
parkour, and
that's a whole nother thing. That's crazy.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. But anyways, like I had the camera and I just realized, I was like, damn, this is actually like feeling second nature. I'm gonna jump in a photography class. I went to Fullerton Junior College.
Okay.
So I did that, and then one thing led after the next, and then so I started learning how to do video and editing and just filming in general. And
so you kind of exposed yourself to like all facets of film.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's yeah. I think you gotta take your time, regardless though, when it comes to all of it. I think it's important to just absorb,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, that's why that's how I got into it, and also that's what I'm more into at this moment is cinema. But I for sure got a love of just photography
and stills,
and just stills and pictures.
You're Dom Stills, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Can't forget about that.
But like motion pictures, like stills.
Cinema.
A still is a picture, and a motion pictures is what brings everything together.
True.
I feel like. You know?
And I was gonna say too that one of the reasons why I like your work so much is because it seems so diverse. Like you seem very versatile as far as like using like a multitude of different like camera options, like whether it's like digital or film or VHS or any of the other cameras that you use, and also like your editing. Your editing is very diverse.
Thank you, man. I mean, honestly, my main thing with that is that I guess I'm like really interested in the different ways how to film. So like that's what led me on to like checking out a VHS camera like a few years ago, and then I was like, yo, how do I get this onto my video or onto like the computer? And this was like at least like 2016 or some shit, and so anyways, like I figured that out, and then it became an 8mm thing, and then it became a 16mm thing, and then just like, and then into photography as well, like messing with 35s, Polaroids.
I got a question. Do you think that the fact that you have so many knowledge on all of these different types of shooting and camera, do you think that helps you like bring your vision to life easier because you know what you can use to make it come to life?
I mean, if anything, it opens more possibilities, and it gives you like another type of language that you could speak through, because at the end of the day, like you're communicating through a picture or through a story.
Like storytelling.
Yeah. So like if you're able to capture a mood with using one format, and you could try to like portray that for the viewer or the listener, to the viewer, or like just a viewer, and then that gives you just like more like just boundary, or just you're able to kind of like do more, I guess
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
say.
yeah. You mentioned earlier that you're surrounded by all your friends, Wella, and all those other
Yeah.
dudes that you mentioned. So talk about the importance of like surrounding yourself with like creatives and what that does for you, and as far as like inspiration goes.
I mean, I think that's number one, if anything. You know, like besides you yourself wanting a healthy like environment, you know, like you gotta have that healthy environment in your everyday life.
Yeah.
It's tough, man, to not have one, I'd imagine, you know, like type of thing, you know, because then it's like putting a plant, you know, in a closet and expecting it to grow, you know.
That's fire, yeah.
It's just you got to put it in the right environment type of thing.
Got
know?
you, yeah. To
Yeah,
allow
yeah.
yourself to flourish.
Yeah. It's with everything. But so a healthy environment, I feel like is number one. That goes for like having a healthy environment in your bedroom too. You know, like you gotta feel good in the places that you're in.
That's very true.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think like when I think back to when I was a kid and not being able to control my environment because I live where I live, right? I live with my parents. But being at a point where you're able to control what's around you, it's like you really see the difference in how life-changing that could be.
Yeah. Absolutely. It absolutely life-changing. I mean, it's all, I feel like, you know, like about momentum. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
and having a healthy place, a healthy mind, a healthy like spirit and body, yeah, I feel like can really like help you go forward.
Yeah,
you
most
know?
definitely. And
So-
you just feel that like aura when everything's like right in your life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the sun shines a little bit
Yeah.
brighter in a way, you know, type of thing.
And things just start happening for you. You're just rolling.
Yeah.
And then good momentum.
Yeah, man. Perspective is important, you know. So I try to you know, always keep it healthy when it comes to that. Yeah.
Do you do a lot of like working out too and shit, or like what do you do to?
I try to. That's definitely more of my background, like staying active. I definitely had I fell off past like 2 to 3 years, but man, I've been really trying to. Maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit, but I've definitely been trying to like dial in and make it like a lifestyle rather than just like, oh, I'm working out like for a solid week and this is dope.
Yeah.
Like I'm for sure trying to like make it like as much as I drink water type of thing.
Like consistent,
Yeah.
a habit basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that feeling that you get after working out when you have that confidence, there's like no feeling like that when you're just like in a good flow of working out.
Yeah.
Like your cousin Danny, bro. I was in a running competition with him.
Yeah, Danny's a beast.
Bro, he had me running 146 miles in a month, and I was just like,
yeah.
bro, I was done.
Yeah, he just ran like 20 miles the other day when he visited from Atlanta, and
Oh, shit.
And I met him on his like 17th mile finishing up. Ooh. And I was just like, yo, what's up? And I was all fresh and, you know, clean, and yeah, and he was just like killing it. But yeah.
That's some serious David Goggins shit.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
So when you were first coming up, switching gears to like your photography background, your film background, where did you get your inspiration from that kind of developed you into what you are today?
Inspiration, man. I mean, my friends inspire me.
Like as far as like art, like music and like culture wise.
I absorb a lot. Mm-hmm. And whether I'm like watching a movie or on Tumblr, like like scrolling, looking for some inspo, or even on YouTube, you know. Mm-hmm. Either A, learning things on there, or B, just like kind of learning about like just anything on there. I feel like there's a lot of inspo, but as far as giving you more of a direct answer, like when it comes to filmmaking, shoot, I feel like the individual will inspire me sometimes more as what they created. Okay. You know, so like for instance, like Christopher Nolan. Like he shot a film in the 90s called The Following, and like his budget on that was like 10K at that time, but he absolutely killed it, you know. And then after that he made Memento, and then, you know, the list goes on. And like what I find, like the inspiration from that is just seeing the growth as a filmmaker, you know. And like that's just one instance. Same type of thing can happen if I'm like listening to somebody and I start learning about their life.
Yeah.
I think like those type of things give me like those sparks as a personal spark.
Yeah.
Not so much about like, okay, like how's my next like project gonna look like. It's more about like who's making it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you seem like a very conscious and like an observant dude. Like you seem like you're very observant of things around you. You're aware.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So with that being said, do you take time to like reflect on things that have happened in your life? Because you've had some pretty dope experiences, right, throughout your career. Whether it's like working with some dope artists or traveling the world doing what you love. Like not many people get to do that.
Yeah, I for sure reflect. Because I feel like a lot of people, even who are like years into what they do, can either sometimes forget like, like 4 years ago I was thinking like, man, I just want to like get my stuff out there and have a few people look at it, and you know, like I've definitely started from, you know, from scratch one. And I got a, you know, hopefully a long life where I could keep going and stuff. But man, I'm definitely like grateful and just like blessed to see like how far like one can go.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
and it's easy to get like lost in it too, because at one point when you first started off, like what you wanted was like a lot smaller than what you want now. You know, so it's like it's hard to step back and just be like, yo, like 5 years ago, I was dreaming about being where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to consciously stop and just realize like, yo, gotta give myself some credit, you know? Yeah,
absolutely, man. I mean, and on top of that too is just like also try not to be too hard on yourself, because that was one for sure thing that I was doing a lot on myself. But I feel like either I was like really good at like hiding that part, you know, but like I would just like cause unnecessary stress type of things. And like the past, I'd say since like 2018, 2019, I've been going towards a like, yo, don't kill yourself, or like, you know, don't like
over criticize
yourself when it comes to certain things, you know. Like you got a big part of it is also just doing it, you know, like that's half of the battle for most parts. I mean, you know, like just doing it is pretty special.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of photographers are just people in film do you think that a lot of them are really self-critical of things? It seems like that's kind of like a trend.
Yeah, but I feel like it goes more further than just photographers too. And beyond, you know,
like creatives.
Yeah, just creatives, and even just you know, like
normal people.
Well, not normal people, but like just going to a normal job, you know, like anybody could be hard on themselves.
It's true,
you know. So like, but I think that's kind of like how certain people become raised. You know, like a lot of expectations, like that type of thing, can really weigh on people. And
it's true.
So yeah, I just feel like that could carry over to any type of aspect of a career that you go into.
Yeah, because we live in such a competitive culture, like living in America. Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's just like it feels like nothing's never enough. You just constantly like you reach something, and it's just like you don't even have time to enjoy it. You're like, what's next, bro? It's like
exactly, bro. You really gotta just enjoy. Like that's what I've been trying to. I think that's what's a blessing from my perspective, at least if you had to pull something from this past year, is like it allows, I mean, it definitely allowed me to slow down a lot more. I felt like I've been trying to like hit a break so I could just like enjoy for like, you know, just for the moment that I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, like the stage that I'm in my life type of thing. Because, man, life moves fast, dude.
So fast. And like, if anything, bro, this year's taught me like life is short too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I can't be waiting on nobody. I gotta make my moves, bro. And just do what I do.
Making moves in the most healthiest way. You know, like, bro, like that'll you know, it's the best for sure.
Yeah, were you born in the Los Angeles area, or where did you grow up?
I was born in Pomona, and I was raised in the city of La Habra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
It's really dope city, man. It's probably one of the like I felt like I grew up in like a perfect
La Habra or Pomona?
I grew up in La Habra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
what's so good about it?
I mean, it's just like, it's just in the right spot. It's like, because it's right next to LA County. It's technically one of the first.
It's technically OC, right?
It's technically OC. It's one of the first cities in the Orange County, like, borderline, or like.
So you gotta get the best of both worlds. You get so like OC and LA.
And then I've always had family that lived in LA. You know, like my abuelita used to live in Boyle Heights. So I used to come over here all the time. And then my mom, she does coaching out here as well, but when things were normal, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you go to not Hacienda Heights? What is it? La Habra High School?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's where you went to high school.
Yeah, I played football and basketball over there.
Yo, you guys had a good football team. Because South Hills would play them at my high school all the time, and bro, you guys had some ballers.
Yeah, man. We went 13-0 for one of our you know, back in the day, you know.
Did you know who that, like, you guys had this running back that was like Polynesian?
Oh, yeah.
Like number 2.
Joshua Quesada.
Bro, he went to BYU or something?
Yeah, he's a dope dude, too.
He was good, bro. Oh, my God.
His whole family's cool, man. Like, really. And on top of it, not on, like, you know, besides what he does on the field, he's also, like, really cool dude,
like a solid ass person.
Yeah. You know, like he's you know, like you run into like football players, basketball players, and sometimes there's players that are hard to
hard-headed
to like, you know. But he's just a cool guy.
That's good to know, man. It's always dope to hear that like somebody's talented and humble at the same time.
There you
know?
go. Thank you. Humble. Yeah, he's definitely humble.
That's dope. At the place where you're at now in your career, is there like any benchmarks that you want to hit or goals or like
at this moment as far as looking forward?
Yeah.
You know, like there is some, but I also don't want to speak about too much as far as if it's not even started. So because if you follow like what I do, then I guess you'll find out, type of thing.
I like that. Know? That's a good answer. Yeah. If you want to see it, like it'll happen. You know what I mean?
Sure. Like,
type shit.
Just stay tapped in. I definitely want to try a lot of things when it comes to it, because like with me too, I'm big on like facing your fears. So like even with like having a podcast, like I had the mics for hella long.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had the idea?
Yeah, like I bought those mics like over a year ago, and they were just chilling. But then it did kind of throw like a curveball once COVID happened. And then I was like, damn, okay, well, this is a sign. You know, like, don't sweat the podcast. The time will come. And then that's a few months later, that's when you reached out to me, and you're like, yo, I know, you know, things are crazy right now, but when we could do it safely, would you be down to come in? And I was like, yeah. But I had told you like, yo, I just need like maybe like 4 or 5 months. You know, just to get on game and stuff.
What are some of your favorite experiences that you've had in your career, as far as just like whether they were like projects you've done or like places you traveled? What are some of the good times? That's
a mad tough one. If I had to mention a couple, one, I think it was like 2016. My buddy Aaron, Mr. Carmack, he brought me to South Africa with him to play.
Cape Town or what?
Well, yeah, we went to Johannesburg and Cape Town,
Tight.
and I was there, you know, just filming the whole process, and that was a great time. It was just me and him, and it was like some real like journey type
Really?
yeah, just
That's tight.
it was cool, man. It was some next level like just enjoyment, you know.
So that would be one of your favorite like
One of my
trips?
favorites. It was one of my first ones as far as traveling, especially one of my first times like traveling outside of the U.S. like officially. So like that for sure I'd highlight, and then even going on tours with Kehlani, like that was mad dope.
How long ago was that? 2017, right?
Yeah, that was 17. That was a year after the South Africa trip with Carmack, and with that the 2017 tour was so much fun. Like it was cool, and also like I felt like it really molded me when it came to like workflow, you know, and being able to like deliver like right away type of stuff.
Got you.
You know, so and that was that whole trip was mad fun. We had a lot of good people on the tour, and then after that, if I had to highlight another one too, is with the whole same gang as Kehlani's crew, but yeah, it was with like Pilo and David Ali and News. We went to the Philippines, and that was really cool. But yeah, so like those are work-wise traveling, or like career-wise traveling. I'd say those three. Okay,
I had a photographer on like a month ago named Brian Chong. He's a dope photographer out of Toronto, and he was telling me a lot about post-tour depression. Like he said, like that's not something a lot of people talk about, but like he's just like, you should ask other photographers if that's like, if you experience that. So I'm curious if you experience like post-tour depression.
Nah, man. Honestly, I mean, I'm guessing there's like types. There's like a variety of different types of individuals out there. Perhaps where me and him are slightly different, but with me, honestly, man, like ever since I stopped touring, like touring was so much fun for sure. Like it was great, but like I also am like, I love to be in one place too.
Got you.
Or I'm a homebody, I guess, in other words. So anyways, once I like officially was like, all right, I'm cooling off tours. I just stood in LA, man. And honestly, I haven't done much traveling as well. I mean,
and you're happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because what I like about that is I'm able to really tap into like just routines. Like that's kind of like what keeps me like focused, I guess, in a way, you know?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And I think too, like when you're at home, you get a chance to like process more, you know what I mean? Because you're constantly on the go. I heard somebody say when you can't sleep at night, it's because you didn't give your brain like enough time to process what's happened to you in the past like day or week or something, you know what I mean? Word. So like, I don't know about you, but I've been reflecting this since like all 2020 during the quarantine. Shit.
Yeah, I've definitely been reflecting heavy, you know? But as you're saying, like having that time to like, you know, because like a week could go by so quick. So, and it sucks too sometimes when it flies by. Yeah. Because as you were saying, like being able to like just either take a few moments and like, whether that's like, you know, because like there's like when you stretch, you're damn near in a meditation.
That's true.
If you're really like, it's just your body, you're just stretching, like you're reflecting as well.
Yeah, it's very true.
So like, yeah, man, I try to do that as much as possible, and I think it's a good thing to kind of like practice. Yeah. But
before everything kind of gets back to the craziness, whenever like things are normal, like everything's like kind of under control and taken care of, it's like things are gonna get back to crazy. You're not gonna have another time like this to chill, probably. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I feel like I'm blessed to be. I think a lot of us, if anything, are blessed to be alive during this time. Because we've seen so much crazy, like technology, man. Like so much has happened. I feel like within the past, like even if it's not even our lives, even if we're talking our parents' lives, like you know, like
generations on generations.
Yeah,
bro.
but like these generations that are living right now, man, we've definitely seen
endured it all.
Yeah, and we've seen so much, you know, like the world's changing so quickly at times.
Yeah, and it's at a point right now where I honestly like am not surprised at things that happen anymore. I'm just like, what's next? Like, what can be worse? Like, what else can happen? You know?
Yeah.
But with that being said, I like to remain positive. So like, I don't like to get stuck in thinking like things are shitty and shit. Like, you know?
But like, there's, and what I mean by that is I was thinking like, you know, like fuck, electric cars I think is a cool thing.
Tesla,
you know, like Tesla is a pretty cool thing. Like the cryptocurrency thing is pretty interesting too.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Even cell phones, like damn, like none of this stuff was going on. Like, you know, like how long ago?
None of this was possible, really. Back
and like out of all of our generations in the family tree, like we're the branch that is experiencing like all these different changes.
That's so true, bro. Because back in like the early 1900s to like the mid 1900s, things happened so slowly as far as like innovations. But in the past, like you said, 20 years, like
we've seen a lot, man.
So much shit.
And that's why I think it's a blessing. You know, I think it's a cool thing. You know, so that we're able to see this and having the opportunity to have a year where you could really like slow down and like get on top of your own like self, I think is just a great perspective to just, you know.
And we touched on like how technology is changing everything, so I think it's I'm curious to know basically if how you adapt to like technology changes within your industry, because there's always new softwares coming out, there's always new like, I mean, is YouTube University or what?
Yeah, YouTube University, man. Like honestly,
is that how you learn your shit?
It saved my life, I guess you could say, in a light way, you know, like YouTube University for sure. I'm definitely not a school person at all. I do my homework, I'll show up, but test taking, nah.
Meaning
I'm not circling A, B, C, and D. No, but I for sure like go to school, man. Like it's for people, but it's also not for certain people as well. And with me, like I knew exactly what I wanted to learn. So like luckily, again, we're just that lucky branch of the trees. When it comes to our family tree,
to Orange Tree podcast.
Well, not even that. I just mean just like the to like the right time.
Right.
Like we're in the right time of being able to like jump on the internet and learn right away.
That's true.
Like the Matrix, where you know, like nothing's holding you back besides yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
it must have been hard to be a photographer before the internet. Like, how are you gonna learn?
I mean,
besides trying it.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of. Being a photographer back in the day was a total different ball game, I feel like. And not I mean, also another cool thing about being in this time is like everybody has a camera now.
Oh yeah, like your phone is.
Everybody has a capability to take a picture right away. In the 90s, you couldn't do that. You would need a film camera on you at least. You know, so like, I in that perspective, I think it's cool that everybody has a quick like outlet or just a way to capture something. You know?
And all of this technology innovations too has inspired new ways of creation and creatives. You know what I mean? There's so many things that are possible now. There's so many ways to create that wasn't able to before. So I really think this is like the golden age of creativity, bro. Like what's happening right now.
It really is. Like you're really able to do anything you want. Honestly, I feel like all you gotta do is just ask the right questions.
And the generation below us too, they're so creative, bro. Like everyone's, it seems like it's gonna be going on for like a while. You know? I'm excited. Like if anything too, like that's one thing this past year has like kind of showed me in a way is like like to be alive Yeah.
You know, at each day is a for sure blessing, you know. So
Just to kind of wake up and be alive and realize that.
Yeah.
So do you think when you have like a kid one day, do you think you're gonna like put him in different creative arts to see what he likes? You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or she likes.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I think as a young kid, I feel like it's a good thing to be like introduced to a variety of instruments. You know, whether that's like music or photography.
It's ways to express yourself.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, it's good, man.
Do you think that you had somebody in your life when you were a kid that was kind of like pushing you to do different things? Or was it just you?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I had a lot of like sports as a background. That's what I was mainly like most of my attention was sports, but or some type of physical activity. Yeah, you know, like I was in karate for like a few years as well. Anyways, but it was you know, like I wasn't really that creative, to be honest, when I was younger. So like when I went to college, that's when a lot of things totally changed for me. Like, so I had to just figure out and feel myself out and, you know, soul search type of thing. And I was like, whoa, like, so yeah, that's when I started dabbling into more of the creative world. Yeah,
so you basically like kind of self-discovered that, you know what I mean? That's dope.
Yeah, definitely was on a search. But again, like I said, I took time.
Yeah, and I feel like it's dope to think about the fact that you're just literally like doing what you love for a living, and not many people get to say that.
Yeah, that's for sure a blessing, man, is to be able to make enough where you know, you could make, you know, just a living out of it. Yeah. So, but I think it's important too to just try different things too. You know, like just because you're a badass guitar player doesn't mean you can't go in the kitchen and cook sometimes too. You know.
Are there things that you try outside of your field?
I mean, the whole podcast thing's new.
Oh, that's true.
So that's one. I mean, I try to just do as much as I can at the moment, you know.
You ever dabble like in music or like try making beat or some shit?
I have once.
Cause you hang around with so many producers.
Yeah, I have once. Because you know, like it's tough not to, because the people that you surround yourself can be so inspiring at times. So like you just gotta try things. Yeah. So I have tried, you know, just out of curiosity. So yeah.
Producing's a different beast, man. Like, I tried it too at times, and like just learning Ableton or FL Studios is like a whole journey in itself. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but that's the cool thing about learning, I feel like, is being exposed to something totally new. You know,
that's
like
true.
The creation is endless, I feel like, at that moment, because like it could be feeling overwhelming because it's like, yo, this is a new interface, what does this button do, what does this button do, like, you know. And but yeah, man, I think when you do that, there's a lot of truth in it, like as far as like, all right, am I gonna stick with this, or am I gonna like just, you know, let it go?
Yeah,
you know.
And it's okay to walk away from it.
Yeah,
too.
It's okay to walk away from it. But then there's time, because then you'll know when you do like introduce yourself to something and you're like, oh, you know, and you do start coming back to it, then it's like, okay, this is dope. Like this is for me type of thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like a lot more true to yourself by doing that.
And the thing is, you're not going to be able to get to that point unless you actually try those things and you attempt to learn a variety of things, you know.
Yeah, and definitely, and being able to walk away from something that you realize that you're not meant to do is important, because I feel like there's people out there that I don't want to say don't know when to quit, but they choose that wrong thing that may not have been meant for them, and just keep trying it, and like they're going to be at like a bad stage later because of it.
I mean, the thing too is like, you could make something for your own self too, and that doesn't, you could literally take photos and never share them, like what was it? Vivian Meyer is a photographer, I believe. Hopefully, I got her name
Shouts
right.
out.
Yeah, but she had like a bunch of street photography. She died one day, you know, because it was like mad old. It was like shit. I forget what year, like maybe the 40s or something. But anyways, they found all her film after she passed, and then they discovered like all the photographs she had, and it was like mad heat.
Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that.
So like my point with that is like you could still learn. You could still like, regardless if you're good or not, like you can still do something, and as long as it brings you peace and happiness, I think it's good, you know.
That's true, because when you think about it, whether something's good or bad, it's subjective, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you love it, then that's what matters.
And it's up to the art that you're working on, is if people connect to it, you know, like so yeah, I feel like it's always good to try something, whatever it is, you know, whatever it is that you want to try. I think a lot could come from it, and on top of it, you could learn a lot from yourself. And if you learn something, that's a win on the column. That's, you know, it's kind of what I go by. So
I like it.
So yeah.
So let's talk about Orange Tree podcast a little bit more. So like, what's your purpose for it, as far as just like, do you have like a theme to it, or like?
No, I mean, no theme essentially, but like if anything, it's at the moment it's just, I'm kind of just curating it like a playlist of people who are interesting to me, you know, like or anybody who's inspired me or touched my, you know, my life in some way, or Wella or any of my friends. I think if, you know, I think that's kind of the direction it's going at the moment, you know.
Yeah, I got you. And that's the cool thing. At first, like, you don't have to have like a goal or theme for it. You just do it, and like, I feel like that's how a lot of podcasts start. Like you start like aimlessly, and then you slowly start to figure out, like, you know, what you really want to do. Because I know when I started out, bro, I had like NFL player on, I had like like influencer on, like, and I was just like realizing, like, man, I just like creatives, bro. Like, creatives are so dope. And even photographers, I feel like a lot of people don't really have photographers or people in film on podcasts.
Thank you, man. I mean, with the whole experience stuff, like it's to be like a photographer sometimes is really dope. As a photographer, depending on the gigs, sometimes, you know, you're there to like you know, just help tell a story to somebody, you know, whether it's a brand or a person, and they know that, and if you're lit, then perfect, you know, then it's a great opportunity for both people, and so. I mean, that's why I always try to do my best with anything, you know, whether it's like helping somebody shoot something for their brand, or even just like photographing my little nephew at his like birthday party, and I'm got a little camera too. I'm taking photos of him, you know, like I really love photography and I love moments. I think, if anything, like, moments are most special to me, like, and that's what also makes cinema so special too, like, to be able to film an iconic movie during a timeline, you know, in a certain part of a year, when this actor is this young, and this, you know, like, and the cast is it's just like perfect wine, you know, like, so my bad, I don't mean to jump off on,
because I like what you said, because you're basically like capturing a moment in life that's gonna live on forever.
So I don't want to, I mean, I don't want to jump off too far from your original question, but yeah, photography is dope in that way.
For sure, I think that is one of the dopest careers out there, because you're basically having the same experiences as the people you're touring with, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I that's why I find it super interesting, bro. But
Cool.
yeah, congrats on the podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to see more from it. You know, I checked out the first episode, it's dope, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you and your homies are dope as well. You guys got like good opinions on things. So
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, man.
yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
So where can people follow your journey if they wanna check up on you? And
You could check me out at Dom Stills, DOMSTILLS. That's on the gram. I don't really go. I mainly just talk about the Lakers on Twitter.
Hey, let's go.
If you want to find me there, you could check me out on there too.
Bro, did you check out downtown when they had one?
Wait, downtown when they
Like
had
down
one?
by LA Live or by the Staples Center
When they won?
When they won the ship?
Oh no, I was at my buddy Decamp's house. I was just
Okay.
chilling over there. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it was
So I was
crazy.
far from downtown, or not far, but I was away from downtown
The
at the
streets
moment.
was crazy when they won, bro.
Yeah,
The Dodgers
yeah.
too.
The Dodgers one, I was there. That one was crazy. You know, like what, since '88 was the last time they won. So that one was really cool to like see, because it was also around like the stomping grounds that I'm in right now. You know.
Yeah, that's very
So-
true.
so-
Did you go to LA Live when Kobe died?
Yeah,
RIP?
yeah. I took some photos of like all the flowers that were down there. You know, it was. I was running a lot during that time too.
Oh.
But so anyways, like I would run with my little
film
little
camera.
film camera in my hand, and I'd get my miles in. And then I remember like I walked up. I ran up to Staples Center during that time when they had all those flowers out there.
Yeah.
And it was crazy though, cause like I was like one of the first ones like out there, cause like, you know, like I mean, I was running like hella early, like at 6 a.m.
Oh shit.
So like, yeah, it was just trippy to see all that, you know.
Yeah, and the energy was so crazy at that time. Like
Yeah.
that shit sucked, bro. Like
Yeah.
heavily.
Yeah.
Felt like somebody like in my family died or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I think a lot of us grew up with Kobe and watching him, and him just showing like his greatness and displaying it year in, year out for a whole time, you know, a whole lot of years. And I think yeah, when he passed, LA was you could hear a pin drop for like
man.
months, you know. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy
bro.
times.
That one hurt. That one hurt
yeah.
for sure. And he's so like motivational and inspirational to like the world. I didn't realize, cause I knew like we were crazy about him in LA, but then I saw like how different countries were embracing like his life too, and I was just like, man, he really had an effect on the whole world, not just US or LA.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's one one of one right there. You know,
101, yeah.
Kobe
R.I.P.
Bryant.
man. Kobe
Jesus.
Bryant. You still say Kobe when you throw trash away, you know?
Yeah. Or shooting anything.
Hell yeah, for sure. All right, so people can you can follow Dom Stills at Dom Stills on Instagram, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Any last words before you end this?
Thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, good luck with your podcast.
Appreciate it.
Excited to continue to watch more from you, as far as whether it's your podcast or film career, and we'll be tapping in with you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate
Of course,
you.
yeah. From Ambiance, Dom, Levi, we out.
Yeah.
Peace.